It's kind of crazy to think that the Steam Deck has been out for 3 years now. When it first dropped, most people didn't really believe Valve could pull it off. A handheld PC, running Linux, competing with consoles. It sounded like another risky experiment. But here we are in 2025, and this little thing has become one of the most beloved gaming devices ever made. I've seen plenty of handhelds over the years, but the one I still recommend the most is the Steam Deck. It's comfortable, reliable, and thanks to that OLED screen, it still feels relevant even in 2025. The base LCD model is still around $400, and it's honestly one of the best deals in gaming. But if you want something better, the 512GB OLED comes with a gorgeous 7.4-inch HDR screen, faster Wi-Fi, better efficiency, and a bigger battery. The colors pop like crazy, especially on the glossy version. And if you're into upgrades, swapping out the SSD is surprisingly easy. You can throw in a 1TB or even a 2TB drive yourself and save some money. Valve's also been offering refurbished units at lower prices, so getting into the deck world is easier than ever. Unlike the Switch, the deck is not a small device. It's big, chunky, and it definitely has some weight to it. And that's part of its charm. The grips are thick, the weight is evenly spread, and it just melts into your hands once you start playing. It's not something you'd put in your pocket for a quick commute, but for gaming on the couch, in bed, or while traveling, it's perfect. The layout feels natural with responsive sticks, a proper D-pad, and those dual trackpads, which are still unmatched for PC-style precision. But what really makes the deck shine is the SteamOS. It's clean, fast, and feels like a proper console interface. You just pick up and play. Games show up with great on deck tags, so you instantly know what runs smoothly. And then there's desktop mode. Full Linux desktop access where you can install other stores, apps, or even emulators. If you're into retro gaming, this thing is a dream. PS2, GameCube, even Switch emulation run shockingly well. The only competition SteamOS may have is with the upcoming Xbox OS. Performance-wise, the Steam Deck is not breaking any records. For indie games, it's flawless. 60 or even 90 FPS on the OLED model without a hiccup. For AAA games, 800p at 30 FPS is usually the sweet spot, and that's totally fine for what it is. Sure, you won't be maxing out something like Cyberpunk 2077, but that's not really what the deck is about. It's about access. Having your entire Steam library, your emulators, and your favorite classics all in one place. Now, there are more powerful handhelds out there, but the Steam Deck still nails what matters most: balance, comfort, and a gaming experience without spending too much. Anti-cheat software still limits a few online multiplayer titles on SteamOS, but that's something many people are perfectly fine with. If you're finally thinking about jumping into those hundreds of indie games you bought on impulse but never found the mood to try, the Steam Deck is the perfect fit for you. Even the older LCD model isn't an issue if you're on a tighter budget. It's still a solid performer, and if you want something similar with a little more power, you can always look at the Legion Go S, specifically the Z2 Go edition, which sits around $680. But for what the deck offers, the price, the comfort, the library, and the community, it's still the handheld that defines what gaming on the go should feel like. And that's the Steam Deck in 2025. Simple, flexible, and built around fun. Let me know how you feel about it in the comments. I'd love to hear your take. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this, you know how to help us out, and I'll see you in the next one.